There we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry I messed up setting up the live, but we are live now. Happy Monday, Tribute Talk night. I was saying
Woohoo!
earlier we're getting back into the swing of things, and I'm definitely getting back into the swing of things. But we're just talking about the new trailer, the rough edit that's being tested on like iPads for people in, I guess, New York. I don't know if it's anywhere else. Um, but yeah, just we have the breakdown here of the stuff that is allegedly included and just talking about what we're excited about. So if anybody has any comments or things to add,
I have a question.
go ahead.
What does the iPad thing mean? And I'm out of the loop. Like they're literally just going around showing people on an iPad?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think people are going to the movies and they're just like before they go into their movie, they're like pulling them to the side and giving them headphones and showing it to them on an iPad.
Come watch my
They
iPad
do
for a
that
second.
sometimes. It's
Got a little
weird.
iPad kid.
If
Marketing
What?
testing.
if
I
they
feel
ever
like
did that to me, I'd run with the iPad, screen record it, and then give it back to them.
I feel like there has to be a better way to do that,
It
Like
really is. Because that sounds so shady.
sketchy. I'd be like, this is AI. This is not a real movie if someone did that to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
just trust me, bro. Here's this iPad. What?
Would be a great time to have a photographic memory.
Hmm. Yo.
Or one of
And I,
those meta glasses that record.
oh,
Or have a
yeah.
camera in your eye.
Mm-hmm. Start wearing a GoPro everywhere you go from now on until this trailer comes out, just in case. The surveillance state, guys. It's fine.
As if they just hacked into the movie theater security cameras.
Literally.
So
I
I
really hope that we see more capital stuff in this
Yeah.
yeah.
trailer. Like just the architecture of it, like what it's gonna look like. I'm excited to see more like Effie outfits. That seems like it was highlighted, and it seems like she's like a standout, apparently. It has some iconic lines. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited to just see all of the fashion. I feel like it really
Hmm.
builds the
Hmm.
worlds. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping like in Catching Fire that there's people that stand out as individuals rather than just kind of looking like a cluster, like they're in costume, more like that's how they actually live. That's what
Right.
I'm hoping to see. Just some unique looks.
I'm trying to get inspired for a new wardrobe here, y'all.
And not like trying to get some notes for the premiere.
Literally.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what I want to wear. I think I want to try and do something like Drusilla at the
Yes.
Reaping.
Ooh.
Something like
Yes.
that, like the
Incredible.
military inspired look, something
Ooh,
with like a bold
that'd be
color.
nice.
Maybe like the Raven. I think it'd be so
Yes.
fun.
I did
Mhm.
find a suit on Pinterest that would low key be perfect, but then when I went to check the website, it was like $4,000, and I was like, just kidding. I'm gonna figure something else out.
Hey, we got time.
Yeah, but I don't know that I feel good about 4K on a suit that I'm gonna wear probably once. Like I get it, but mm,
No. No, no, no.
Maybe rent it. I don't know if that's an option.
it's not. I did look at that. Yeah. If I'm gonna be spending $4,000 on a suit, it better be like a costume from the movie. You know what I mean? So we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'm
Anything else on the trailer?
I'm looking forward to hearing more like accents and
Hmm.
dialogue and it's but like one that second bullet point of Lenora Dove, her dramatic monologue. I just loved the character so much in the book, and I feel I didn't get enough of her in the trailer that's out right now.
Hmm.
So just even the thought of more of her in the second one, I'm so stoked.
For sure.
hoping to get like more angles of those arena costumes to hopefully maybe replicate them before the premiere.
Juan, you already know.
The Power Rangers.
They're just
Yes.
they're they're so intricate though. Like they look like they can shift into many different types of like at one time it's a poncho and then it's a jacket and then it's like rolled up into their backpack. Like it's just I don't know. It's very versatile.
Hmm.
So I don't know. They need to get more angles, and I need to see more stills of the Flint Striker necklace because I don't know. I like to have all these like high def photos of things before I go
Mhm.
and start trying to replicate things.
All the props.
No, exactly. Like I'm gonna be a walking advertisement for them when I do.
And I want to be a walking advertisement for your craft, Juan. So I will be hitting you up. As soon as you figure out those patterns, let me know.
Yep. Once I fine tune it, the arena jackets took a minute, but got them down.
Yeah. But just know you already have like a pre-order customer if you're open to that sort of thing.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Rachel said, what about Wyatt?
So
Yeah.
Oh.
When do we get to see Wyatt? Which I love Wyatt, so yeah, I hope we get to see him in this trailer. And people were kind of like sad that it seems like Maisel doesn't get as much attention in the trailer when she's like a huge character and are like worried they're gonna like scale down her character back or something. But
Mm,
I
I
think
don't
there's
think
just so
so.
much that we need to see.
Yeah,
And it
it's still
sounds like
too soon.
this is like very like action heavy.
I was actually really surprised at the pacing within the book. I thought there would be less of the games and more of the aftermath of
Mhm.
the games. So
Mm.
hmm
I don't know.
I
I'm
feel
hoping.
like that perfectly kind of can transition us into just talking like about the book. Like it's been a year, almost a year since it came out. And I don't know. Have you guys read it only once or multiple
Yeah.
times?
Only once.
I've read it
Mhm.
only once.
I'm trying to be careful because I was told that reading it twice before the movie comes out might set you up for disappointment. So it's like best to just forget what even happened and go in with a fresh mindset when you watch the
Mm,
film.
I
It will
so
ruin you.
agree. I think that you should give yourself distance before you see an adaptation because then, like, I read Ballad right before we saw the movie, and then I was like, where is this scene that, like, is not that
Mm.
important?
mhm.
But now I feel like I've kind of forgotten Sunrise, so I might have to pick that up.
It will
Yeah,
destroy
that's
you.
how I usually feel. I feel like that is a little bit more tied to really loving certain scenes and being really attached to certain scenes. And then so reading it so close and it being different, I don't usually like to do. But I also think there's a little bit less attachment, like nostalgia
Yeah.
attached to Sunrise. So I kind of feel like if I read it closer, it wouldn't be as bad, like compared
Yeah.
to some of the other books in the past.
You
I
summed
think
that.
also, oh wait, you go, AJ.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that Emily, you summed that up so much more eloquently than I was gonna say. Because I feel like Ballad and I had like a trauma bond, like between COVID and the strike, it was like we're in this together no matter what happens. And I was definitely like open to whatever, and also understanding that Ballad was the longest book and therefore going to be the most changed one probably in the entire series. And then Sunrise is not necessarily like my least favorite or whatever, but I just don't have that same sort of attachment to it. So I'm all, and even like my first and only time reading it through, I already felt like this is going to be a really good movie, no matter what they do with it, kind of thing. Um, so I'm a lot more receptive to those changes. I think I personally will probably read or maybe just listen to the audiobook while I'm doing other stuff, like in this first half of the year, and then I won't touch it for a few months leading up to the movie release.
Yeah. I was just going to add that I think the quick turnaround has also
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
been really helpful for this. Like, even with Ballad, like, there was time where I, like, kind of, I'm sure everyone did, like, imagined it the way they did. and then there was like that huge gap between the book and the movie
Mhm.
versus like this, like it was like a matter of weeks before we got casting. So like I only had the casting in my head for like my personal, like how they looked in
Mhm.
my head for like not that long. So that's
Mhm.
already gone because we have the casting. And like the visuals and everything came so quickly.
Yeah. I'm still holding on to my Jessica Chastain Drusilla fan cast. I don't care.
I still think it's crazy that we, as the fandom, got McKenna Grace casted as um Maisie, and same thing with
With Elle.
Elle
Fanning.
Fanning.
Yeah.
Like we did that.
Mhm.
And they just talk about it that way too. They're like, "Oh, the fans really wanted me."
That's
That
Something she
incredible.
said.
that and like the braid in Maisley's hair.
Hmm
Oh yeah,
That's like OG lore, you know?
yep.
So that felt really, really special. That might have been like my favorite thing in that whole trailer. I was like, the braid. They're doing it.
McKenna might just be one of my favorites of the cast, like
Yeah.
ever, just because of how much a fan she is, and like she gets it.
She's one of us.
Hmm
I think that
That
makes it more
video
special. Yeah.
from that she talked about Panda Propaganda and Caitlin Haymitch's geese, like so
Incredible.
cool that she like knows who these pages are and like follows them for information.
I wonder who she is. Like her account must be the most inconspicuous, like boring account ever, just so that way she doesn't go under our radar.
Mm-hmm.
We've
So
definitely interacted. Like,
she's probably in there hiding somewhere.
Oh, for
She's
sure.
watching right now.
I was gonna say she might even be here. Shout out McKenna.
Did anyone go
Hello?
watch her on Scream this weekend? Or
Say
just,
that
that?
again.
I said, did anyone go watch her in Scream this weekend, or was that just me?
Oh, how
She's
was
in
it?
like everything.
Um, I'll just keep it brief, but maybe we should have stopped at Scream 6.
Right. Right.
But
Rip.
I'll go watch Scream 8, but that's my opinion. She did great, though.
Word.
I guess I know we've talked about this a little bit before, but how does Sunrise like rank for you guys within the books? I mean, I know we love them all, but does anybody have it as their favorite?
I I I go back and forth. I might have it as my favorite.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
But listen. It's been a little bit since I've reread the trilogy, so I need to go back to it. I think it's whatever I most recently read is my favorite. I think
So-
that's what
Get
always
that.
I can see
happens.
that. I can see that.
So right now it's my favorite. And that's what happened with Ballad too, which
Ballad
looking
definitely grew on me, especially
yeah.
like reading it and like talking about it with people like through discussion. I think it moved up for me.
It's definitely one of those books you need to read like with community. And I think this Sunrise, the plot is so specific and action packed. I can't remember who said it, but someone commented that it would make for a great movie. Like it could
Mhm.
be a standalone. It's really good. But it's better because we have the other books. So, like,
All
is it
the
my
connections,
favorite?
yeah.
Is it my favorite? Kind of, but it's because the other books make it so much
Hmm
better.
I think that's the
Yeah.
exact reason for me too, because it bridges a very important gap between the OG trilogy and Ballad. And I think that's why for me it's my favorite at the moment, just because of that reason alone. Because it connects things with Lucy Gray and the Covey, but then it also ties in things with like Katniss's father and his relationship with Hamish being his best friend. Just it's a lot of ties everywhere.
Does anybody have it last?
Yeah.
Like me?
Oh,
I'll raise my hand. 5
wow.
stars, but last.
Okay.
Agreed.
I would like to say this. I think also it's been on my mind because somebody asked me a question the other day on my stories where they're like, give me a Sunrise hot take. And I was like, oh boy. you know. But I think for me, I appreciate it. I'm glad that it exists. I was, obviously I'm very excited that it exists and that we got it, and I enjoyed reading it and everything. For me, I feel like it didn't contribute to the overall series as much as I wanted it to. Maybe that's a hot take, or maybe it's lukewarm. I don't know. But like, I still have a lot of questions that I felt like would have or should have been answered in this book that were not.
Mm-hmm.
And what I talked about on my story response was like specifically kind of like what Juan was saying about how like I didn't think this book would be so focused on his games. I had kind of hoped it would follow a similar structure to Ballad, where the games would be a part of it, but maybe just not the entire thing. And I feel like there would have been more opportunity to explore what mentoring is like, because that's still a huge facet of these games that we still don't know a whole lot about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, okay, if we were going to have another tribute Victor Games character, then this would have been a great opportunity to explore that side of it. Because we don't get to see Katniss and Peeta be victors, and obviously we don't get to see, or mentors, and we don't get to see Lucy Gray in that role either. So it's like, well, we had this opportunity and it didn't really happen. I feel like we also didn't get any more substantial information about Plutarch, which also to me was a little bit of a missed opportunity. So yeah, but it's not because like I don't hate this book or anything. I just think compared to the other ones, I'm such a like world building lover. Like I want to know how the world operates. And I feel like Sunrise was a cool addition to the story, but didn't necessarily shape new opinions of what I already knew, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Like-
agree. I feel like it could have been pushed further. There are like elements there that are just scratching the surface that I feel like, having read the other books, there could have been more. Like it's there, but like
Mhm.
we could have gone even more. Like with Ballad, I felt like with every like chapter, I was like, whoa, like this like completely shifts my understanding of this, or like this part of the world, or this character, which
Mm-hmm.
is this, like, I feel like as a super fan, a lot of the twists,
Yeah.
not all of them, were not necessarily surprising, but like dots, I feel like were like, well, yes, they are editing the games heavily. Like that.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
but maybe for someone who's more casual, it would have been like, oh, that's like really interesting and a new thought. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Right.
No, that's
Again,
exactly.
don't hate it. I just think knowing where like the bar has been set, I think it could have been pushed even further.
Yeah. That when you said casual, it kind of fits because like that's probably why I think it's like very popular, like popular with a lot of people, because it feels like a casual book. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And it's definitely not to like knock on the book. Like
Yeah.
this is still a
For
fantastic
sure.
series and there's so many interesting things a part of this book, but yeah, I think for me, when we look at the prequels, I feel like Ballad was for those people who are like digging deep within the world.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then the Sunrise was more for a more casual fan. And there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you have all types of fans in a fandom.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm glad that this story is reaching people in any capacity. And
Exactly.
kind of like in a similar way, I had the same experience with like the Barbie movie where I wanted something very specific from it and felt like, okay, this was not exactly what I'd hoped it would be. But then I saw how other people were responding to it. And I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't for me, but clearly it resonated with somebody else. And as a super fan of the overall series, the books, the films, everything that has come with it, I just want people to find it and like connect with it in any capacity. So,
Yeah. Get their
I'd
foot in the door. Like,
mhm.
mhm. I'd
yeah.
be so curious if that at all was part of Suzanne's intention with the book.
Mhm.
Like if she foresaw the like new energy like coming into the fandom at all, because I feel like it's been interesting seeing it serve that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
it really has created like new life in the fandom and like
It's
people who
like,
had only seen the movies like suddenly are interested in, okay, let me like go through and read all the books and like what order should I read the books, and like
Hmm.
younger
Mhm.
people who haven't been introduced to the Hunger Games really at all are like coming into the fandom now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think it's been
Born.
really cool in that sense, and that it's
Yeah,
served a
there's
really,
like a
really
whole
cool
new
purpose that
generation.
way. Hmm.
I've had to like actively remind myself that this is a YA series and that I'm 28 years old and that that's not old, but I'm not necessarily like the target demographic the way that I was
Right.
when I was 14 or 15.
Right.
So,
It's hitting different.
yeah, and there's certain parts that I think are stronger, like my interpretation of the story is stronger now that I'm older. But then like a book like Sunrise to me is like, right, this is a YA book. Gotta remind myself that this is not like some hardcore philosophical dissertation necessarily,
Right.
It's an
But
approach.
Ballad feels like that, you know?
Yeah,
Yes.
it
So
does.
it's
Yeah.
interesting that it kind of feels YA and then like maybe just like the older side of YA with Ballad, and then it seems like it
Mm.
kind of jumps to
I
younger than
really,
the original
Yeah.
trilogy with
Well,
Hmm.
Sunrise.
well,
I
I
really,
think
oh, go ahead.
I think that what she leaned in for Sunrise was so specifically propaganda
Mhm.
and the relationship of the government and the social contract that's brought in by Ballad with and how that relates to propaganda. It the nature of propaganda itself is so deceptive that I would imagine reading Sunrise on the Reaping a few more times. I think there's going to be more substance to it than just from the first read. Um,
Mhm.
but that's that's just my guess. And like I said, I've only read it once, and I love it so much. Um,
Yeah.
and but it is also like intro to propaganda 101 plus a trauma story plus a Greek tragedy, you know, to one of the most beloved characters of the trilogy. So it's like a utility tool. It's serving a lot of purposes right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think in tone, like Ballad, because there was such a break between, well, Mockingjay the book, but Mockingjay the part two, the film, and Ballad, there was so much time there. Ballad feels like it was for that original generation of fans almost, like a let's
Mm-hmm.
welcome you back to the series. You're older now. Here's a more complex theme or something.
Mm-hmm.
Also with Ballad being registered in 2016 and what
Hmm.
the US was doing at that time. Very interesting. And then Sunrise feels younger, not in a bad or condescending way, but just like, yeah, trying to maybe reach that newer generation who has only grown up with things like smartphones and social media, who doesn't necessarily know the world before that, and how, like you were saying, like propaganda is so deceptive and it's also so appealing and like
Mm-hmm.
anyone can fall for it. Um, so Sunrise feels very timely. You know what I mean? Like it feels appropriate thematically for what's going
Right.
on. And especially if you're targeting that younger audience, it makes sense. So
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It's definitely written for for the intended audience.
mhm.
And because there's so much, like I wanted more from Sunrise too. Like I wanted way more Plutarch. And in fact,
Mhm.
I was hoping for a Plutarch book.
Yep.
Um, so my guess is that there's going to be, or I guess I'll rephrase it. My hope is that there's going to be another book to help
Mhm.
do this world building that you mentioned,
Mhm.
um, and kind of give me more of, of what I wanted, I guess.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't even know what it is that I want because it's her story that she's telling.
Mhm.
And like I'm relating to these characters and to these themes, and it's helping me connect with what I'm experiencing in the world today. But at the end of the day, she's the author. Um, so I'm curious as to what she sees, what she connects, and what she's like experiencing with the world. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I have this list of demands, and and then also at the same time, I'm like, please just
But
give me
whatever,
anything.
whatever you
Yeah.
I
want.
know. The moral of the story here is that Suzanne needs to give us like just one or two more interviews That's it.
Okay, that would be
That's what I
great.
would love.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't need a book.
They don't even have to be like an hour long or anything. Doesn't have to be a whole podcast episode. Although Suzanne, if you would like to hop on this podcast, let us know. But it could literally be like a 10-minute thing.
Yeah,
But I
5
feel like-
questions. Let's bang it out.
Right.
It could be
feel like-
longer.
I will take a longer interview, but if she is not into that, but would be open to like a more short form. Because like, what was it? It was at the Ballad premiere when they asked her like a couple of questions and she was like, we live in an authoritarian state. Like she kind of went on.
Right.
And I was like, yes, girl, give me more. Like,
She
Speak.
knows.
right. I was like, speak on it, please. So even if it's just like 2 questions at some sort of like press event, that's fine. I just want a little bit more. And I know there's I think it's the Barnes and Noble edition that has that little interview at the back, which was also
Mhm.
super insightful.
So helpful.
Loved
I need a
it.
book length
That was great.
interview like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And I wish like maybe like the Walmart and Target exclusive editions had like part 2 and part 3 of that conversation.
Yeah.
Collect
Oh,
all
they
the
would
pieces
sell.
of the
Oh,
interview.
they would
That's
sell that.
so.
That's really smart,
They
actually.
should listen to you.
Yeah,
Okay,
for real.
Scholastic, we're calling.
That will get me to buy like 14 more copies or whatever.
yeah.
You know, like it's like a put it together, paint by numbers, Suzanne Collins interview. Like I will do that. What's the holdup?
Sometimes I think about that interview. I know I feel like I bring this up a lot, but that interview that she did after Catching Fire, like before Mockingjay was published, and it was just like a bunch of teens, and they were like in a living room,
Yes.
and
Yes.
she like
Oh,
talks to them, and I'm
yes.
like, how? Where are they now? Because
I
one,
don't
I'd like to
this.
talk to them.
Is that the one where the kid says, is District 3 a career district? And she's
I
like,
think so.
no.
Yeah.
God,
He didn't even read. He didn't prepare.
what
That's
a
okay.
what a
allow it.
wasted
But like,
question.
how do we recreate that and like have us in the room?
Mhm.
You know?
Pitch it.
We can
They're
sit
like-
on the floor
Scholastic.
too.
A sit-down dinner
Oh my
with
God.
Suzanne Collins
Ooh.
and some wine and just talking about the Hunger Games and asking her questions.
It's like that meme. Would you want $100,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z? I'll pick a dinner with Suzanne.
Correct.
Well, because
Yeah.
Stephanie Meyer did that, didn't she? She
I
just
was
did
just
that.
gonna say there have been some other authors like that have done that. Stephanie Meyer did that once, so or a couple times.
She just did it
Just
again.
it can be intimate, Suzanne. It doesn't have to be scary, like just a few fans.
I'll take like an Instagram live. Like you're not even talking like directly with everybody, you know. Like people can be commenting, but you can just ask like when David did the like Q&A
Right.
or something, you know. Just do that.
Or even like
Mhm.
the top most asked questions or whatever, and she answers them.
Oh yes.
You submit your question, and then they'll see if you get selected.
Yeah, it's very Hunger Games in that way.
Yeah.
Meta.
She pulls it out of a reaping bowl and answers the question.
I
Yes.
would cry. Oh my God. I would need to figure out how to rig that. But that is a callback.
Just enter your question 14,000 times.
Right.
We're guaranteed.
Suzanne, give me a chance.
I guess we've talked about like some criticisms
Oop.
of the book
Sorry.
a little bit. But is there something that stands out that was like your favorite thing from reading it? Like a favorite scene or favorite like character insight that we got?
I really did like the origin story of the Mockingjay pin because it plays such an important
Mhm.
role in at least the books. I know they kind of like dished it to the side for the films and just had her find it at the Hob, but I liked knowing that its origins were from the Covey. And same thing for like Haymitch's Flint Striker. Like all the District 12 tributes had their golden tokens, and having them Covey made, I liked that. I thought it was really special.
I feel like they can still tie that into the movies now with Sunrise if they play it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because I think like Katniss finding it at the Hob, of course, is different than the books, but like I could totally see it to where like especially as the Covey sort of dies out, that like their belongings would just wind up in places like the Hob, and
Yeah.
that it find
Yeah.
its way back to Katniss in a way feels very like fated. So I feel like it's still on the table. Um, I have a small moment from the book that's
Okay.
I feel like I know what it is.
yeah. I'm super predictable. It's like the one interaction we get with like Marie. But
Uh,
it's the like I haven't like reread it since really like the first 14 times I reread that paragraph, but like the interaction with Marie and Maisie towards like the endish of the games, and they're fighting, and Maisie throws out this comment to Marie where she's basically like, what's the deal with four anyway, like shouldn't you guys be on our side? And I literally was like, she did that for me. um there's so many ways to interpret that, but I don't know, to me it was like the Sunrise equivalent of that Inabaria line where it's like so quick to miss but yet loaded with meaning. I don't know. So I don't know if
What
that's my favorite part, but it's definitely like a standout for me.
what was that word? Was it oysters that you were
Yo, okay,
okay?
yeah, thank you. As a joke, before Sunrise came out, I was like, if the word oysters appears like just once in Sunrise, then she did that for me. And then it appears 4 times.
For District 4.
Thank you. Like with my little tinfoil hat over here, but I'm having a great time.
I'm sure Suzanne has her own like McKenna Grace fan account where
Yeah,
she
she's
spies on
tapped
all of us.
into.
I so hope so.
I'm, until proven otherwise, I'm gonna delusionally claim that.
I wonder if she knows like her game makers with Scholastic. I mean,
I
that's what I'm
know,
curious about.
not to like toot my own horn or nothing, but I do know that she was specifically shown that like illustration I did for the countdown where I drew like that big
Oh yes,
number 50.
yes.
Um, I was informed that that was being specifically shown to her, which is a fact that I kind of forget about every so often, and then will randomly re-remember that and freak out retroactively.
That's nuts. That's
Um,
nuts.
We still need t-shirts and merchandise
oh
off of that
gosh.
design that you did. That was
Oh
like
my
that's
god.
really cool.
Well, thank you. That is very kind, and I'm going to receive that very awkwardly, but I'm very, very appreciative of that. Um,
Or stickers, we'll set up with for stickers.
okay,
That's simpler.
it's more doable. I don't want to have a bunch of boxes of t-shirts in my bedroom. I can't do that. But yeah. So I don't know if she knows about me, but she knows about that illustration that I made, and that's pretty much the peak of my existence. So yeah, good.
would be mine too.
You can die
for sure.
happy now.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to settle on like one specific part that's my favorite in the book. I would say like the overall theme of how like a rebellion or a revolution
Mm,
like happens over generations.
the
I
time.
love that because that's a running theme for all of her books so far. And we've seen different stages of how community like keeps a revolution like alive and then how you have to implement it. That's just something I love overall that she does in all the books, but specifically she does well in in Sunrise on the Reaping. And I also another one other thing is how the Hanging Tree song gets passed down. And the line of nothing you can take from me was ever worth keeping gets passed down. It's so incredible how like the culture and traditions continue and like we see this link through like Lenore Dove and how it'll be in Burdock and how it passes down to Katniss. It's just so beautiful and it connects with that theme of keeping hope alive.
Incredibly well said, Gabby.
As
Yeah.
always.
I love it.
Kind of picking off of that, I love the idea of painting your own poster
Mm,
because you can instantly see that throughout the whole series with
hmm
Katniss, of course, with Rue and even Reaper and Ballad, or in the movie, I guess. But well, he does it in the book too. But you can see that throughout the whole series, and it's kind of cool to have like a phrase for that. rebelling
It,
against the Capitol in a small way.
yeah. And it was crazy. That phrase, like, or concept painting your own poster, that's from like the actual person, Plutarch. That's in his books,
Yeah.
like in his
Hmm.
works. Like that's so cool that she takes a true fact, like a historical fact, and she uses it in fiction.
Yeah, and like another thing too is the names for all of her characters in the books, they're very much intentional. Like if you read into
Hmm.
like the history of those names and where they originate from, a lot of their characteristics are tied into the characters that she writes in her own stories.
Hmm.
Totally.
Which, not to get back on my Marie BS here really quick, but Marie,
Always comes back to District 4.
it always does. Especially if I'm in the room. But the etymology of that name also means pearl. And
Oh,
me
that's
with my little
wonderful.
oysters shenanigans, it's fine. That didn't go to my head or anything. It's chill.
Sadie, did you have anything that stands
Um,
out to you?
I think getting to know Maisie, I think she's like top
Mm.
10 character.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
she's just
Yeah.
so good and so worth it. And so complex. I really enjoy her. I love the expansion on specifically Astrid. I feel like people aren't very sympathetic to her,
Mhm.
and I think
Right.
seeing a different
Mm-hmm.
time in her life has I really appreciate, and I really like the questioning repeatedly throughout, like where they're like, okay, but like things are terrible. Why am I not doing anything? Why didn't I do anything? I think that's really important question to leave readers with right now.
Mm.
Like, why am I not
It is.
doing anything when I know it's bad when like I could do something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely what Suzanne wants you to leave with and
Mhm.
think about, just like the characters do. I love the end, even though it's like so
Yes.
depressing,
You
but
you
I don't know.
freak weirdo.
A
No,
lot
I
of it's
agree. I think the way it's
depressing,
written
but
is so good.
it's very beautiful in a tragic way. Like when he sees the grave and just everything with Burdock and Astrid and like throwing the rocks and just
Yeah.
like how horrible it is for him mentally. And then, of course, the transition to the epilogue
Oh,
and just knowing everything that happens in between and seeing that. Like, I think I hate to say that the epilogue is the thing I'm most excited to see, but like,
Oh,
I think
same.
that the
That's
transition from
fair.
the end and to
yeah.
the epilogue, I think, is what I'm most excited for in the film.
You
Hmm.
need that like pickup at the end because if they
Yeah.
just left you with like
Hmm.
Mm.
everyone's
The
dead.
hope.
You kind of miss the point of it.
I
Yeah.
already know I'm gonna take like preemptive a leave for like the headache I'm gonna have from crying.
Eh,
Like my
Mhm.
whole face is just gonna be swollen.
And I'll add I love the poem at the end. I know that's like people don't love that, but I think that was like an expertly used way to show like the passing of time and how it's like blurred. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
I'm
panic read and skipped to the poems because it was just there's so much going on at the end of it.
It was stressful.
It
I could
was
see
like I was like, Suzanne, I don't know why are you talking about a raven? I need to like what's going on?
that.
I'm so curious how they're gonna incorporate that in the film. Like if they do.
There's got to be some good script writing.
Maybe it's just like Lenore Dove narration or something.
Yeah, I bet that's what it is. They could even have her sing it.
Yeah, some type of music because they did that in Ballad.
Yeah, I could see it
Yeah.
like
It's like
montage
overplayed.
sequence, her singing it or saying it. Probably singing.
Yeah, they did have Lucy Gray singing like Hanging Tree when her and Coriolanus are escaping.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I mean they could do it in that type of style.
I hope I cry. That's like my
Oh,
Oh, I
we will.
That
know.
will
goal for
happen.
the
We
You
film.
will.
I
you
cried
will. We
reading this
will.
one, I think more than any of the other books.
This is the
Hmm.
first time I cried for a book
Really?
Ever?
Wow.
For Sunrise?
ever. Yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
the funeral was rough.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, it was rough.
Yeah, it's just such a heavy and emotional book. In some ways, like more than all the others. I mean, there are really emotional
It's
moments through them
Like,
it's
all,
all
but
compact into
yeah.
just
yeah, it's
yeah.
so short.
Well, they start hitting you with stuff from the very beginning. It's like, yeah,
Hmm.
Happy
like,
birthday, Hamish.
yeah.
You know,
We know who to blame.
Or
the opening line being "Happy birthday, Hamish." I was like, all right, pack it
Ugh.
up. We're done. I think also like Haymitch is a character we're already familiar with from the original trilogy. And even though in the trilogy we learned a little bit about his backstory, like we kind of just learned to love him as he was in the trilogy. And then this is like, we're not trying to be convinced of a new opinion of him. It's just sort of like reinforcing the nurturing side of his character that we get to see more of like once we get to like Catching Fire and Mockingjay, you know? So I think it also hits even more because by the time we know Hamish, he's already like extremely traumatized and kind of defeated in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Whereas like reading Sunrise, you get to know him before all that, and it sucks.
Seeing him before all that, but yet knowing
Mhm.
from page one that he's going to lose everything.
Like it's doomed.
Yeah.
It's just doomed.
Then that line too, where he's like, "I'm not much of a drinker," and you're
Bruh.
like, "Well,
right.
Ugh,
foreshadowing."
there's
See,
so many like gut punch lines
it
like
can
that. Yeah.
it'll just she's so trauma informed. She's just showing how just big
Mhm.
tragedies can really change a person, but not enough to completely make them like
Yeah.
from their core make them different. Because we do see in the end, like in the trilogies, Haymitch pulling through and him kind of running this thing.
Mhm.
And that's because it was from like who he is at his core. And then his trauma isn't who he is. And his response to this trauma, which is through drinking, isn't who he is.
Yeah. My my original therapist was like, Suzanne Collins has got to be one of us. I was like,
Right. Right,
I
right,
was
right,
like,
right.
yo,
Oh, for sure
yeah.
she is.
Hmm. Yeah,
She
because
knows some steps.
the way that she writes about certain topics, especially like the really, really dark, difficult ones. Sadie Rose, you and I have talked about this about Ballad with that one detail in the alleyway with Snow.
My God,
Okay.
I haven't stopped thinking about that since you
Right? Like
mentioned it.
it's literally haunting. She knows stuff. She understands it. She knows how to write it. She knows how to present it in a way that is approachable, especially to a young audience. Genius.
Hmm.
Tyler said, I think Snow being 18 and well educated and pompous versus Haymitch at 16 with limited education and resources explains a little of the language. I feel like that's kind of true with like how we were talking about that Ballad feels like the oldest and
Interesting.
Sunrise
Yeah.
feels the young. Like I feel
I
like it
guess
That's a
to
good
be
matches
fair,
point.
he
the
is literally the
POV
oldest.
Yeah.
of like the main characters. It kind of like fits the vibe of each of them, I think. Like Katniss is like sort of in the middle.
Hmm.
Haymitch was like a little bit more naive, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Like going into everything, he hasn't, I guess, had to, struggle. He's happier as much as Katniss. And yeah, Snow is the oldest, so I do like that it matches in that way.
Yeah,
That's cool. I like
her
that.
her writing like tone totally matches the characters. That's how good
Hmm.
of a writer she is, which is incredible.
Who'd have thunk?
So for a Plutarch book,
Hello.
Hmm.
It's set in college. I don't know.
No.
I really wish we would get another book, but like I just keep thinking about the fact that all the books are the District 12 victors, and it just doesn't seem
yeah.
like another book would fit.
I really think something like she's gonna come out with something.
Or hear
Whether
me
or
out.
not like if it's like an addition to the series or like a new series, whatever it is, I think she's gonna have something else.
Hmm. Or it could be like a Midnight Sun situation where we get like the Plutarch POV of
Sunrise.
The fifth, yeah, or
Mhm.
of like the 74th or like something, but like,
Sunrise plus some in the future.
do you guys remember me? Like, I talked about this like, I don't know, maybe a year ago, but I had this like random dream that something was happening on like March 17th or something. Like, I had to go back in my archive because I know I woke up like frantic because the dream was so realistic that like we were getting like part 2 of Sunrise on the Reaping on like March 17th or something like that. And then a few of you had responded being like, "You're a witch." Like if
This one has visions. Burn her.
literally, yeah. And we're now in March, so start your countdown, everybody. I don't know. No, I mean that was not real. I also had a dream once where I was like, "Oh my gosh, Shark Boy and Lava Girl is Katniss and Caesar," and somehow that made sense to me in my like sleepy stupor. So like you never know, but like
I
it could happen.
funny story. I dressed up as Shark Boy as a kid for Halloween one year, and then I had like my aunt buy me those like old McDonald's toys of those action figures of them. So like I was a big fan of that series when I was a kid.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know why like my brain drew those parallels. I was never like a giant Shark Boy Lava Girl fan or anything, but I was like, this makes sense. And I like literally wrote it down. I didn't turn the lights on because I didn't want to wake myself up too much. Y'all ever do that? Um, and I wrote it down like super frantically in this little notepad, fell back asleep, completely forgot about it. And the next morning I see like my notepad open with this like chicken scratch. And I'm like rereading it or like trying to decipher it really. And I'm like, Shark Boy and Lava Girl is Katniss Everdeen and Caesar Flickerman. Like, what the heck does this mean? But in my head, it was like perfect. I was like, this is it. I figured it out, guys. Like, ultimate fan art is on the way. And then I just never did that because what the heck even is that? But
Well, she is the girl on fire, so
I think that's where the connection started.
Mhm,
And because
mhm.
Caesar in my head is blue, like something about that made sense. I don't know. We'll never know.
So we're going into reading the book again. We're going to be doing it weekly on Tribute Talk, going chapter by chapter. I don't know, is there anything you guys are like specifically wanting to like pay attention to this time or like looking forward to on the reread?
I'm looking forward to like comparing. I wrote notes on each chapter the first time I read it,
Oh, that's cool.
and I am curious to see how those opinions have maybe changed or not changed, and also just like remembering certain reactions that maybe I had forgotten about or something.
For this
Yeah,
free re
just
oh
oh, you go, you go.
for, for for this free read, I'm gonna try to be more intentional with the opening quotes from the first page that she has. I did the same thing with Ballad and kind of research it a little bit more and then see how like each quote is a framework to like read the book through or a lens to read the book through. So I'm going to try to do that a little bit more along with like a propaganda lens just because of specifically how we're seeing propaganda used in the world today. It's
Mhm.
pretty different from us just looking back to like, oh, Nazi Germany propaganda. It's more sneaky, it's more covert lying, and a history that you thought was true is actually totally false, and there's another narrative to it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's so that's kind of like the thought I'm going into it as well.
I will be looking forward to your always astute observations, Gabby.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking more of like simpler and like saying seeing how like I haven't touched the book in a few months, so seeing how my opinion changed while
Yeah.
reading the book.
Hmm.
Because it's like we talked about how it's, or for me, it's on the bottom of the ranking, so we'll see if that changes.
Yes.
Yeah, like we said, especially like talking about it.
Yeah, because like
as
I
well.
remember last time we did Catching Fire, and a lot of our opinions changed while reading it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
Catching
we'll
Fire
see.
moved down for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Catching Fire got humbled. I remember that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Ballad's just so good.
It
Mhm.
So good.
yes it is.
Feed the dogs.
I feel like Ballad in the books is like Mockingjay Part 1 to the movies, if that makes sense. Like
Yes.
severely underrated and misunderstood.
Yes.
Mhm.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Middle child.
No.
God.
I think I'm
Oops,
just
sorry.
excited to read it slower
Yes.
Mm.
too. Like I sped through it the first time. It was just like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And just being like shocked by things. But like now knowing what's coming, just like read a little slower and like
Yeah,
analyze more.
Yeah, there
I agree.
There's even a lot of lines that parallel other books within the series. Like, I don't know if you guys had been seeing our post, but like on the Golden Alliance, there's one that we just did like last week where it's like talking about reaching thousands and thousands of miles, and like Hamish is doing that, thinking of Lenore Dove, but then Katniss was also doing that in Mockingjay, thinking of Peeta in the beginning of the book. So I think like during my reread, I'm gonna try to focus on some more of those parallels and like similar writing patterns.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like
like that.
reading the book for the first time was just getting flashbanged on every page, and which is, a fun experience or whatever, but I also like, yeah, I'd like to absorb the text a little bit better.
I don't know if this is going off topic, but we know like music plays a very big role in like the books and the series. Like, who are your favorite artists that you hope make a song for this film?
No, Con. No, Con.
I desperately want Florence and the Machine to do a song inspired by The Raven. I think it would
Oh
be
my
so
God.
That
sick.
sounds
That
perfect.
that
I will
I
actually
almost
personally pitch it to her.
I'm tearing up just thinking about it. That sounds incredible.
I know a lot of people have said a similar thing about Hosier,
Powerful.
which I would also love.
Love him.
It's that question is always tricky for me because it's like if you're asking me what I would love to see or hear is a very different answer to what I think is realistic.
Yeah.
This is probably just niche.
Yeah, like give me a kneecap song somehow. Like it makes sense to me. It probably won't make sense to anyone else, but that's okay.
Why don't we have Lord come back? and
I mean,
do
she kind
a
of did
reprisal
with
song.
that David song. That's been making a lot of
Yeah,
like people have been doing a lot of edits with that.
You broke the internet with that one.
That was that one was crazy. That like it. So people ratioed me on Twitter, then my own TikTok and Instagram. I'm like, hey, you guys, like, that's
Bruh.
fine.
Yeah,
That would be cool to see Lord come back.
I would love that.
But
I would love Sierra Farrell to also come back. She did a
Yes.
song on the Ballad soundtrack, but I would love to see her come back as well.
I feel like anybody coming back from like the Catching Fire soundtrack would be
Oh,
cool
for sure.
because
God,
I feel like Sunrise gives like Catching Fire
Well, yeah.
movie vibes in a way, and I think that would just be a fun callback.
I would love it if Coldplay was just like, here we go. I would love that.
Anyone else?
Also,
Any-
who has been changing? I've been wanting to point this out. The colors on this.
Yeah, I was wondering. Like, was that
Okay,
always
I
yours?
was looking at that and wondering if I was going crazy.
I was
I
like,
was
no, those colors are not there.
I was wondering if anyone would
Is that
notice.
red?
It is indeed red. That is
Like,
me.
what edition is that?
Right. I was like,
Guys, it's always been there. What do you mean? Don't
No.
trust your eyes.
not the gaslighting, not the propaganda.
Reminding us of the good old days
The
of
old
drawing
days.
Oh my god.
on the thumbnail, which we might bring back when we start doing
Yes.
chapter
We
by
should paint-
chapter read-alongs.
Emily,
Yes.
we should paint our own poster on live.
Oh,
Ooh.
that sounds incredible.
What a metaphor. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much, Sadie and Juan, for joining us tonight. So much fun having guests on, as always.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
thank you.
course. You come back anytime because I think on March 16th, we're going to start, so not next Monday, but the next Monday after that, we're going to start doing weekly tribute talks and just rereading Sunrise chapter by
Ooh,
chapter
Ooh.
through
yay!
to when the movie is coming out.
Oh
So
my
we're going to be
God.
here every week. And if anyone wants to jump on and join us for book discussion, and be on the live, that would be awesome. Just reach out to me and yeah, we will see you on the 16th.